Welcome to the age of Aquarius. This is Amina. How's it going? So we have TGIF Friday, March the 3rd. And yeah, we had storms today. So as predicted by the reading yesterday. Yep, it happened. Yeah. It's fascinating how the cards will tell you stuff and you don't even have to look at the news. But anyway, um, infinite love and gratitude to all of you and the like subs and shares that you've given me. The comments have been good, really good. And some of you are definitely very astute when it comes to numerology and things like that. So bravo. You're actually looking into those things, which is fantastic. Also, let's see. Yeah, let's dig into this. We've got card 43, breaks down to a 7 for numerologist. Lunar eclipse change. And we knew that something that was in balance goes out of balance. In that last reading. And then we have void of course moon missing. Card 52 breaks down to a 7 yet again. Then we have the card of Virgo, I analyze. And then card 1, and that's a 9, by the way. And then card 1, Sun Spirit, that came out. So let's get into this. So we have card 43. Lunar eclipse change. Now, what's interesting to me is this energy feels like, I know this reading's for Friday, and I think this goes Friday, Saturday-ish. That's the way it's feeling. Because what it's indicating to me, and what this feels like to me, is when the moon hits Leo Virgo. Okay? So that's definitely coming up over the weekend. So this energy, like I said, my readings can usually fluctuate about 3 days in or out, either side. But depends on your timeline specifically. But this reading seems to be dealing with Leo, Virgo, Gemini, possibly Sag or Aries. But definitely Virgo and Leo and Gemini, for sure. So, and this is for the collective, this is for everybody, but it's about the age of Aquarius. And so these readings will affect all of you in some certain fashion, whether you're an Aquarius or everybody has Aquarius in their chart. So it's somebody that you know. I have a feeling because we have the Lovers card here. So this is intimate relationships. It doesn't mean it has to be a lover. Could be for some of you. Some of you, your significant other has these placements in their main parts, their sun, their moon, or rising. So Gemini, Leo, Virgo are our big energy right here. So let's look at this. Lunar eclipse change. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Yes, that's true. Attributed to the Buddha. That saying, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. Okay, so some sort of truth. We had the Five of Cups, which fives represent change. Then we have this change card too. That Five of Cups kept coming up, boom, 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 over and over again. It's like, what? Anyway, some sort of truth, I feel like, is gonna come out, and it's during a conversation you're gonna have. Okay. A lunar eclipse takes place when the Earth is directly aligned between the Sun and the Moon. The Earth blocks out the Sun's light, causing the Moon to be in the Earth's shadow. This can only happen during a full moon, and while a solar eclipse lasts for only a few minutes, the lunar eclipse lasts for hours. Ancient peoples were extremely frightened by eclipses because they believed a great serpent was taking bites out of the sun and the moon. Eclipses can bring on times which seem shadowy and disordered, but they are not necessarily bad and should not be viewed as such. We are meant to be thrown off balance. See, there's that off balance thing, things that were in balance, off balance. That theme is still running through the reading. That's so weird, right? Well, it's weird unless you're me, and that kind of stuff happens all the time, and I still sit there kind of dumbfounded sometimes by the weird synchronicities and things that play out. But anyway, I digress. Okay, things to be thrown off balance to make necessary changes. And the change card was here. I got the Tower card and Temperance as well. On the underlying of the tarot. Just so you know. Just so you know it's there. Okay. Okay. It is a time of seeing the light and focusing on something you have either put off or didn't exactly notice was coming up. So something coming up. When the lunar eclipse card presents itself in a reading, dramatic changes are in store. Yeah, we had the Tower card. Such changes will likely be unexpected ones, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort on your part. These will not be gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled somewhat. It will seem more like a revolution. They were talking about that upheaval and overthrowing of governments. Revolution, right? So for some of you, depends on what country you're in. Sorry, mic rubbing on my clothing. Anyway, so depending on the country you are in, there could be some serious changes going on in the country you live in. Okay. Now this, think of micro and macrocosm. This could be big changes in, countries have borders or fences, so to speak. So this could even be fence lines and property or your personal space. See what I'm saying? So somebody getting into your personal space somehow. Now, this could be a country, etc. So keep that in mind. So dramatic changes are in store. Such changes will likely be unexpected, the kind that might seem hard or will take some special effort, okay? These are not gradual, easy, barely noticed transformations. Your world may be rattled. It will seem more like a revolution. Do not be alarmed, however, because this altering of your life is essential in getting you where you need to be. We are all here to share our gifts and lead others to theirs. This is never an easy path. No, it's not. happens to be the path I'm on. Any number of things might happen. The ending or beginning of a transformative relationship, right here. An ending or a beginning. So there could be, I did take some clarifying cards on the Tower, and it looked like a possible ending. But we'll see. Okay. So any number of things might happen. Ending or beginning of a transformative relationship. A change in life's path or job. Or a change in where you live. The Chariot was also there. So this, some of you, this is about moving. Okay. Or movement, or about vehicles, or trips, or things like that. Okay. So keep that in mind. Whatever it may be, it will be abrupt. Okay, so brace yourselves. Like I said, forewarned, forearmed. Lunar eclipses herald times of a new way of looking at things. That is why they can even bring on changes in eyeglass or contact lens prescriptions, or if you're lucky, a marked improvement in your eyesight. Ooh. That's interesting that it talks about that, because I personally have been kind of, well, I'll talk about that some other time. The moon also has a connection to the brain. Thus, you may find yourself more in tune with unseen energies or experience moments of revelation. Whatever the issue, it has been brewing for a while, and things are about to bubble over. It could be a partner or a would-be partner who wishes to take a relationship to a new level. Since the moon symbolizes our emotions, you probably already sense what this change should be and will not be completely surprised by it. But the force and dramatic nature of the shift may be unexpected. Expect to be thrown off balance. If the situation is something you have taken for granted and it collapses, then you will need to make a new start. In any event, you should start to see these effects within the next 6 weeks and expect for an outcome to be completed excuse me, within 6 months. This card also indicates cycles and whatever seems lost at this time, which is interesting because we have missing. So whatever seems lost at this time, you can be assured will return to you, perhaps in a different form, but most certainly better. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Let's go on to card 52. So something missing. Something lost. It's going to return to you, but maybe in a different form. That's interesting. Okay. Void of Course Moon, missing. It is the final card in this particular. So this is endings. And plus we had the Death card and the Chariot. Endings. Something changing form. Okay. It'll be back to you, but in a different form. Okay. So, Void of Course Moon. The moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Carl Sandburg. So the moon is a friend for the lonesome to talk to. Which is interesting. So it feels like this conversation that this person's going to have with you, they want to talk because they're feeling very alone or isolated. Remember, the main signs here is Gemini, Leo, Virgo. Okay? Could be Aries, Sag, but definitely Gemini, Leo, Virgo. All is not as it seems. The Void of Course Moon card can be daunting. It may not be a good or appropriate time to answer a question. As it is now, the results may not be what you want. What is a Void of Course Moon? The moon travels throughout the entire zodiac in 27.5 days. There is a moment when the moon makes its last major aspect before leaving one sign and entering the next, which it's going to be doing over the weekend. It's as if the moon has gone to sleep. Her wisdom is being withheld until she moves into a new sign and the moon begins a new chapter or story. The usual axiom for starting things on a Void of Course moon is nothing will come of the matter. Matters will not go as you planned. In fact, most of the time, it will end up far worse than you planned. You have been caught blissfully unaware. See, ignorance is bliss. Sort of, sometimes. And that's, the quandary I have with telling you guys what I see in the cards. Some people want to be blissfully unaware that, they don't want to see it coming. You've missed something or you weren't paying close enough attention, but you won't be able to set the situation right at the current time. This card says it will sit still and stay as you are. You should sit still and stay as you are. Take no action, but there's lots of action here. Lots of action. Take no action. Wait for the storm to pass over. So another storm. Okay? It is time to be patient and allow matters to settle before beginning anew. Allow this matter to resolve on its own without your help, work, or interference. That's hard because this person is significant to you. Okay? And you're going to have to sit idly by, and you're going to want to run in and save them because you always do. Don't do it. Okay? That can cause you some karma, and if you interfere with somebody else's karma. Okay? So keep that in mind. Don't bail anyone out or make loans currently because it is unlikely you will be repaid. And that's what I always say. If you loan money, I never loan money. I give it freely. But only if I can afford to lose it permanently. Get my drift? You're not a bank. Okay, so keep that in mind. And never give away something that you can't afford to. Because just assume and presume that it won't be paid back. And don't expect it to be. Okay? If you give freely, you don't expect a return. Okay? It's interesting because this card said something about you getting something back in return, but not in the form that you expect. Just saying. Okay. Medical results will probably not be accurate. If your question is about a job or career, then it's not the right one. If you apply for a job and get hired, it will not be long-lasting. It's possible you will get hired and then a more suitable job will come along and you will have to leave the first one. So something kind of temporary. After a long and costly effort, your matter in question may fail. People around you may start behaving like screw-ups. It could be that great passions are playing against you. Discipline is needed. It is not a time to act impulsively, and there is some impulsive action right here. Okay? Whatever you do as your routine will stay as it is. However, matters that are unplanned or spontaneous will tend to work out for you. A void of course moon can be used to your benefit, so keep this in mind when this card shows up. For instance, you can work on something you really don't want to. You can interact with persons you don't really want to become a fixture that you really don't want to have become a fixture in your life. Embarking on anything new or untried will tend to go wrong. In other words, when Void of Course Moon card presents itself in a spread, if you agree to plans you don't really want to, then it will very likely not come about. Okay? So if you're really not feeling it, don't do it. However, meditation and any type of psychic or spiritual efforts will work out better during a Void of Course Moon. It's time to dream and even make plans. Just don't act on them yet. Okay? Then we have Virgo, I analyze. And I think the reason we have this card is because they're pointing out who we're looking at here in these cards. Okay? But we will look at it real quick here for you. Okay. Tell me, rest of you Aquariuses, because I know Virgos are this way. But do we have a bit of OCD? Just let me know if you have OCD at all. Or even, ADD, ADHD, stuff like that. It'd be interesting. Because from what I can gather, many Virgos and Aquariuses do have a bit of that going on. Just saying. Not that other signs can't, because I know there's others that can be that way. But just saying. Okay. Do not anticipate trouble or worry about what may never happen. Keep in the sunlight. And it's interesting because in the sun. So for some of you, this is quite literally your son or a brother, maybe a father figure, but most likely a brother or your actual son. Okay? And they could have Virgo, Leo, Gemini in their charts. Just saying. Okay. So, worry and organize are the key traits of the Sun, Virgo, and of this card. Virgo is picky and exacting. Yes, they are. OCD. And they come by it honest because, well, my Virgo son happened to be raised by an Aquarius, so. And his father was an Aquarius, too. Interesting, right? Okay. They can be insanely organized. They're very helpful to others. They tend to be critical, but usually this criticism is applied to themselves. That's a fact, Jack. They're harder on themselves than they are on others, although they can be very hard on others too, don't get me wrong. They are conscientious and highly intelligent. Virgo natives prefer to step back and analyze before moving ahead. Virgos are true worrywarts. Much of their worry focuses on health, possible disasters, and any sudden change which they dread. That's interesting because I know some, we have Gemini here. I know some Gemini like that too. They would much prefer a return to simpler times. The sign of Virgo governs the 6th house of health, natural remedies, and analysis. Diet and nutrition are also dominant themes for this Mercury-ruled sign. Yes, the Mercury-ruled signs. We have both of them here, Gemini and Virgo. And it is very true about diet, nutrition, and all that, and helping others. That's what my son, a fitness trainer. Yep. He's being true to his sun sign. Virgo natives make the best doctors, nurses, health workers, teachers, and librarians. They are excellent writers, but not so much at public speaking. They abhor, bringing attention upon themselves as they feel this might attract criticism. And they're already super critical of themselves. Okay. They have brains that buzz like bees, and this can be exhausting. Virgos are highly strung. They overthink, then plan against what might go wrong, and hate it when things do go wrong. Boy, and how. Anyway, Virgos shy away from chaos and detest disarray. It isn't unusual for Virgo natives to keep books and musical collections in alphabetical order. There we go, OCD. Yeah, things arranged by color, etc. Yes, I do that too. And I'm a Virgo moon, interestingly. And remember what I said. This could be Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. So see how this applies to many of you? So many of you in the charts. That's why this reading is for everybody, even though it stipulates Aquarius. Okay? And we got Gemini here. 2 Mercury ruled signs here. You just can't make that up. Okay. So, the everyday chaos of life causes them to fret, leaving them restless and nervous. They tend to suppress what they are feeling, which can bring on stress-related illnesses. My son has that for sure. Those born under this sign love cleanliness and have diligent hygiene habits. They fear disease and germs. Hear, hear. Ditto, 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 ditto. Okay. If this card presents itself during a reading, look to concerns about health, lifestyle, and your job. If you're expecting things to go normally or as planned, they will not likely be the case. Watch out for critical people who seem to pick at all you do, or perhaps you are now the picky person. Try not to be overly critical and picky. It's not good. It's bad for everybody around you and you. Your mind may be beleaguered by worries, some of them health-related. Other worries may be that things have gotten out of control. This card sometimes indicates hospital doors, meaning medical tests and visits to the doctor. Alternative health approaches and better diet may appeal to you now. They have to me, that's for darn sure. Dealing with health issues, the workings of your own body, as well as those of the family and friends may factor in, but you could be beleaguered by worries that border on hypochondria. You may feel you have every disease you read or learn about. You may begin to have symptoms with little explanation as to why they occur. You may go for medical tests, but this card does not necessarily indicate a serious illness. Okay? So here's the thing. Getting organized and keeping things in order are very crucial to somebody with a Virgo placements, sun, moon, or rising. Okay? You got to stay organized or you won't be able to think straight. Period. And as far as medical things go, well, stay out of your head. And I know that's hard to do, especially with Gemini sitting here, air sign, right? Stay out of your head. Okay? All right. So, let's see. And this card also signifies a good time to get rid of clutter, living a cleaner life in general, focusing on details and doing what needs to be done are now your focus. Other concerns would be your daily routine, 9 to 5 responsibilities, mundane goings on that may need your attention. This tells me that a lot of you got everything you need to do your taxes or something important, and you're procrastinating. Or maybe there's some sort of certification you're trying to get, and you need to make that last push to get it. You just need to sit down and just get it over with. That's what this feels like. Okay? So something that may seem, the more you think about those things and you let that stuff spin around in your head, it becomes unsurmountable in your head. And you wear yourself out before you even get going, right? So just get going. Quit thinking, just do. This card's telling you to wait. Some of these cards, this card's saying, go do it. So to me, it feels like somebody might need help with maybe getting their taxes done. Maybe they're going to look to you for answers or advice. Don't go running in and help them. Okay? Or, maybe there's a test coming up and they need quizzed. If you go galloping in all the time, they're not going to learn how to handle the stress and use coping strategies to get these things done. Okay? Just saying. So, and I have a feeling that's what's going on here. And this is somebody that you care about. And it's really hard to say no. The word no. Yes. And it's interesting because the very last, I marked the page with another deck. And the very last card, Sun, Spirit, I marked it and it got marked with the Two of Swords. Block, block, block. Hold yourself back. Torn, head over heart decision, choices, right? Yes. Okay. You see where this is going. Anyway, there is a vitality, a life force, an energy, a quickening that is translated through you into action. Because there is only one of you in all time, this expression is unique. And that's a quote by Martha Graham. The sun is at the center of our lives, just as it is traditionally in the astrological chart. This is why the placement of the sun is the most significant. The sun is our spirit, our personality. It represents, along with Uranus, here, Aquas, the animating flash of life. The sun signifies who we essentially are. It is also need to express who we are. In ancient belief, the sun is Amun-Ra, the god among all gods, whose name leads to Amen, the word at the end of a prayer. The sun rules over the condition of our bodies. It is the return to light, the ability to transform and rise again. The sun represents our health, vitality, and dynamism. The sun is our strength and what we put our focus on. It is no surprise that it was the sun early people venerated, then developed into the idea of a life-giving creator. The sun is also the universal spark, called spirit, that enlivens the body. It is our strength. The sun is the desire to bring on the outside what exists on the inside. It is life made manifest. The sun says more than any other planet, I wish to live, I want to thrive. When the sun card presents itself in a spread, adds an encouraging spin to any reading. The sun is all that is good. It is positive and trumps anything negative. It says, all eyes are on you. and you have the strength and the power to get things done. All things that are truly meaningful are starting to happen now. You are now in a place to lead and inspire. Okay. So there is a turnaround. So it goes from being off course and having trouble with change and getting in our heads too much over things that we fear in some way or don't like doing, something that's displeasuring to us in some way. Death, taxes, and all that stuff, right? Like I said, this is definitely somebody significant to you. And I'm not even... So this is going to happen over the weekend, I suspect, because the fact that Virgo and the sun are here, Leo and Virgo, and the moon's going to be traveling through Leo and Virgo over the weekend, that pretty much is the clincher for me on this reading. So we're talking about the timing, and we're talking about who this might be for you. It could be you directly that it's talking about. I have a funny feeling we all have a little of this going on. Is there something that you need to do? Clean out that flower bed, clean out that closet, clean up the garage, something you've been putting off. Taxes, yikes. Or anything. Maybe putting off going to the doctor, putting off that diet, getting healthier, putting off quitting caffeine or smoking. All those things. Something that you really don't want to. Give a pep talk. If this is somebody coming to you with this problem, this issue, where they tie themselves up in their head till something seems unsurmountable, and if they just sit down and do it, they realize, oh crap, that wasn't that hard. What the hell was I worried about? Yeah. A pep talk. Don't go racing in and help them do it. Make them do it on their own. That's what it's saying. They got to learn one way or another. Period. That's what this is about. I'm not even reading from the book, from the Star Tarot book, because it's very abundantly clear what this is about. And for some of you, this literally could be about vehicles. I mean, you just apply it where it fits. Funny. I just said this could be about vehicles, and we had a confirmation. So for some of you, this could definitely be about vehicles or transportation or trips. Some trip you've been putting off. Who knows? Yeah, everything between here and the sun is possible, literally. I mean, I could give you 1,000 examples of what this is, but you guys know precisely what this is if you're listening to this reading, because you were drawn to this reading, because you need to know this about this weekend. Anyway, so this is for Friday, March the 3rd. Keep in mind, this is portal energy. 3/3/23. Yeah. Portal energy. And help this person or yourself get through that gateway. The door's open. Just a bit. Peek around, make sure everything's clear, and do it. Okay? But make sure you get into a calm mind, settle in, and then do it. Okay? So, there you go. That's for Friday, TGIF. As I always say, infinite love and gratitude to you. Absolutely. And I hope this does help you over the weekend. This is the practicality of what I see. I'm not reading anything else into the cards. I could, but I'm not. Because I haven't heard from enough of you about what you would like to see in the readings. I know readings like this are very helpful. So I hope it does help. But I don't know if you want to know about other things that are going to happen. You'll have to let me know. Because once I hear from my viewers, then that'll help guide me on what you would like to see. Okay? Anyway, have a fantastic TGIF, and I'll talk to you in the next reading.